Man, you took your sweet ass time.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll start in half an hour.
It was. What was it actually? I'm just, 7 minutes late. It's not that bad.
I said half an hour, man. That was
Yeah,
not that long ago.
I know.
Anyways, welcome to Not Good Enough Live Week. I'm your host and my co-host Dylan and Bree, and this is Comics and Dragons. Yes,
It's
we
a,
we started 6 minutes ago. My lovable co-host decided he's gonna be 7 minutes late to the stream. Um, I'm sure you can tell from the title if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Twitch. You probably don't know about the title. So, this week's comic book that we're going to talk about on Comics and Dragons is none other than Saga by Brian K. Vaughan with art by Fiona Staples.
E.
It's a good book. It's an amazing book. I'm gonna start this off with a little bit of a story, not about the book, about a conversation me and my co-host had last night. I am making meatballs, and I'm just kind of like molding them in, dropping them down, and he was like, "So," and I'm like, "What's up?" And he said, "Oh, nothing. We'll talk about it after the show." And I was like, "I don't like doing this. Just tell me now." And he said, "Hey, do you want to put a content warning before the episode?" I said, "No shit. I know what this book starts with." So here's your content warning. Brian K. Vaughan made this book to for for things that you couldn't put on cable television. Like, he legitimately made this book to make things that wouldn't be on cable television ever. We start this book off witnessing a childbirth.
Yep.
Yep, that's the beginning of the book. No, nothing, like no warning, just immediate childbirth. So, this is your warning. This is your warning that, hey, a little bit of graphic content is within this entire book. And honestly, yeah, it is a game. It is kind of like Game of Thrones meets Star Wars ramped up to an 11.
Yep. That's what a lot of people called it. I've
Um,
called it.
Great book. It's excellently written. It has a very beautiful story. It's narrated not by any of the characters that are currently adults now, but by the child that just got born, which I think is kind of amazing.
It is a book about parenthood as well, which is cool.
And a very trashy love story. So,
Yeah,
no,
it's
I'm
a
not
very good
talking.
love.
I'm not talking about the
Okay.
actual book. I'm talking about the book that's inside the book, like the book that they read.
Oh,
The trashy love
okay.
stories, like the air you buy you bought. They probably bought it at an airport love story. As usual, I'm bad with names. The only two names I remember from this book is Hazel and Marco.
Wait a second. Oh.
Hazel is obviously the child who
Alana,
Alana,
Marco. Yeah.
Marco, Hazel. we'll get into some of the characters because I do want to get into into depth of the story because this is a big book. Like it's not you can't read this one volume and say, I don't need to read the rest. It ends on a huge cliffhanger that is perfect. But yeah, there are I think 7 or 8 volumes of Saga, and
It's still ongoing.
No, it isn't. It isn't. It
Is
is.
it?
No, it's on an indefinite hiatus. It's
Okay, but it's still ongoing. Like
not
it'll be like
really.
ongoing.
There hasn't been a new issue in 2 years, Bree.
Wow. I mean, I heard about it having a lot of hiatuses and hiatuses.
Well, it has.
Is the story over or is it not over?
It's not over, but it's been 2 years.
Hey! There's another series that I read a lot that also has many hiatuses.
No. So okay, let me preface these hiatuses. So
Okay, let's just go.
So I'm going to talk about the entirety of Volume 1. I will, but before that, I'm going to talk about Brian K. Okay, Jesus Christ, mute yourself, man.
Sorry, I am always dead. I'm sorry, you guys. I have death by life.
As I've established in my friend group, Bree is a 53-year-old man.
Only 50? That's actually a step up.
I've always said 53, 54. I have never said you're like 72. Anyways. Saga is, yes, it's currently an ongoing story, even though I wouldn't consider it ongoing, because they have they usually used to have 6 month gaps between volumes, like between story arcs. So you'd get 6 issues, then a cliffhanger, then you'd have 6 months to kind of brew on that. Brian K. Vaughan has left this cliffhanger on me for 6 months. It's been hard, man. I mean, 2 years.
Sorry, bro.
It's coming up on 3 years. The last issue came out in July of 2018.
But see, this is also like the main reason why I haven't like jumped on Saga like immediately. So I told you like I'm not gonna read Saga. I'm not ready yet because I have heard about all the hiatuses, and when it comes to series with hiatuses, I I'm going to let something. I'm gonna wait as long as I can.
But you did wait as long as you could. It's been seriously. I love Saga with my whole heart because it does great with relationships and parenting. It treats you like a grown up. It does the show don't tell a lot. It has great representation and characters, and this world is this universe is so fucking beautiful. And they have magic, which is insane when you have like a sci-fi epic. Except when you think, hey, Star Wars had magic, but Saga could definitely be in Star Wars, and I wouldn't complain. Oh yeah, there's this tree rocket in space just flying around with these two parents and their child.
I am going to like I'm not going to like go on like a huge tirade with this, but so I was listening to one interview with well not interview but like they are like professional reviewers, but like so they're like it was like one of those like IGN-like place, but it wasn't IGN. They were talking about Saga though, and one of the people were talking about like, everyone is always complaining about the Star Wars prequels, and people will say, oh, and some people will respond with, well, why don't you make your own? Well, this is Brian K. Vaughan basically making his own.
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely Brian K. Vaughan being like, you know what? I'm not happy with the Star Wars right now. Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's make everything. And it's amazing. 6 issues for me has always been perfect for like a story arc. Um like you got a lot of good story arcs in 6 issues. Like now I can't think of any. Uh Damn it, now I think of any 6 issue story arcs. That's just hurtful. Fuck. Really? Man, Old Man Logan, Jesus Christ, that hurt. That one was long. Old Man Logan, Batman Year One was 4 issues. Like, you don't need 100 issues to make a good story. Tom King. Oh, jeez. God, that was a hard cough. What? No, I'm not salty.
That sounds like a lot of salt and pepper.
No, it's just a little. It's just a tiny bit of salt. It's not that much salt.
But is it a lot of pepper? Is it spicy?
I just realized I've just streaming. I'm just streaming. I'm not recording, so this is gonna be fun. Let's hope that Twitch allows me to keep this video. It should, but you know.
I mean, it's going to let you keep it.
Yeah.
Are you going to get off of Twitch? You're streaming on Twitch?
I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. It's fine.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah. Well, at least
then you're fine.
At least YouTube allows me to keep the video.
Yeah. I was about to say, just Twitch?
No. Why would I do just Twitch? Because I want to get to all our viewers, all our lovely viewers. You fucking assholes! I'm joking.
Or is he? I don't know.
No one knows anymore. Dylan has gone insane with power. Realistically, someone should take this amount of power away from me. Anyways, this is literally just gonna be me talking with Bree kind of having little interjections in. I'm gonna gush about the art for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna get into the actual meat and potatoes that is the story of this book. Fiona
How meaty is potatoes?
Fiona Staples. I am very shocked that we don't see Fiona Staples on more comic books. Cause god damn is this pretty. Like, it takes if you remember Brie, you remember like the original Alias books?
Yeah.
You remember how Jessica looked? Like, she looked like a normal person, not like hypersexualized with giant like huge boobs and all that. She looked normal. Fiona Staples does that, and does that perfectly. Like, Marco looks like a normal dude. He doesn't look like he has washboard abs. He looks like he could probably get punched and break a tooth.
Yeah. It's called realism.
Alana looks hilarious whenever she's pregnant in like flashbacks and stuff. It's amazing. But like when she is not pregnant, she just looks like a normal person. And I love that. She looks like a soldier, which makes sense. These people are at war, but she does. Fiona Staples does everything right for me in making things gorgeous, but also making things real. All right. Now that we're done the discussion, the art discussion portion of the video, let me talk. Let me really talk about the story of Saga. First of all, Saga begins with the birth of our protagonist. You'd think that it would be Alana and Marco as our protagonists. They are currently in love. It's a very beautiful story, but our protagonist is Hazel. Hazel begins the book talking about her birth and tells us the story about the journey that her parents had to go on. Hazel is born, and Alana and Marco immediately go on the run. It's very quick. I don't remember how they got on Marco's planet. I think there was just Alana's people just had. Oh, by the way, there's a war between winged people and horned people. It's a race war. Race war! Race war.
Yeah.
Um, it's between the people from the moon and the people from the planet.
Yep. The story is very Brian K. Vaughan. I will get. I also must say that I very feels very Brian K. Vaughan.
See,
Yeah.
even though I have read Y the Last Man, my first Brian K. Vaughan was Doctor Strange, The Oath.
Oh.
So, this doesn't feel like Brian K. Vaughan. This feels much more angry. But here's the thing. They go on.
I don't think it feels angry. It feels. I don't know.
It feels hopeful, but still kind of angry. They go on the run. They go into this deep, dark forest where they find a ghost.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was my favorite part when they found the ghost, and the ghost was like mango and it had like guts coming out of it.
Oh my god, that ghost is my favorite character. She's amazing throughout the whole story. I am trying very hard not to spoil what happens in later volumes. Because I really want Bree to read this book.
Well, I did read it.
Because you guys don't understand the amount of effort I had to be like, Bree, read Saga. Bree, read Saga. Bree, read Saga. Saga!
I literally didn't even start the book. I mean, I did this in all, little peek behind the curtain. I literally do this in all the older books that we're gonna read. I read it very last.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do a little peek behind the curtain. Bree tells me what book we're doing a day before, while I'm just watching TV.
And then, this time I did say it earlier for Saga.
Yeah, you said it. You said it last week, right after we finished filming.
Yeah.
Let me get Comixology up so I can actually.
Also, another thing I want to talk about. You can get the first volume for free. The first volume is free.
The first volume's free. The later volumes are not, but that's fine. Support your comic creators, guys.
Obviously, the later volumes aren't free, but like.
Support your local support every comic book creator, because if you don't, you're going to get an angry tweet.
Yes.
I mean, all I have to look at is freaking. I think it was Tim Seeley who was like, Stop using the site, guys!
Yep. We don't talk about that, though.
Notice I didn't even say the site.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And I just responded to what you said. Like, we don't say this thing.
Jesus Christ. I have to, like, go all the way to page 1 because there's no... Here's... Hey, Comixology! Get a read from the beginning button. That'd be great.
Yes.
Alright. So, yes. Immediately pregnancy, all of that. We go on the run after this baby is, you know... Oh, by the way, Marco bites down on the umbilical cord, which I find weird. Yeah, and Prince Robot finds them, and they have to go on the run for a bit. And, like, the Horned Army finds them. It's very interesting that these two people find them, and they're like, all right, we claim that child, and you guys are going to prison. It's like, why? Why are you taking these people to prison? Yeah, they shoot out magic, there's a whole gunfight, and we get a little bit of lore about the story. We talk about landfall, where the winged people are, who have winged horses. I'm guessing everything is winged, like, you know, in Rick and Morty, where there's a planet filled with everything on a cob. The whole planet's on a cob! And then we get into this weird and kind of upsetting Prince Robot thing, where he's fucking another... Okay, first of all, robots are techno-organic beings in this universe where their heads are TVs. Don't ask, don't tell. That's my general rule. How do they birth these TVs? Does it come out as like a... It's... I think in this volume we do see Prince Robot's dad, King Robot, and it's a giant flat screen TV. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
We find out that Prince Robot is sent on a mission to capture these two lovebirds, newlyweds, whatever, and these newlyweds go into a sewer. So I'm just gonna... I don't want to give too much away, but I do want to talk about a few characters. They are called... So these are the bounty hunters of the world. You can always tell who the bounty hunters are because their names always start with the. And yes, so the first bounty hunter we find is the Will and his companion, Lion Cat. Lion Cat is amazing. Lion Cat is your friend. Lion Cat is called Lion Cat not because he lies a lot, but because whenever you tell a lie, he says lying. And I always love that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So the Will is... So we find out that the robots are on the side of Landfall, who are hunting Alana and Marco down, and we find out that the Will is on the side of the Horned people. Or the Hornies, as I like to call them. Da 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 da. Bum, bum.
Thumbs up.
My God. Okay, so a lot happens in the beginning issue that I just completely kind of forgot. Like, there's this amazing scene where we get to this ravine and there's these two flying ships that are blowing things up, and you see this giant turtle attacking people. Where the giant turtle came from, no one knows. It it's a cool it's a cool page. It is a very beautiful splash page, and we get a lovely picture of Alana and Marco kissing. It's all really good. Uh,
It's a very sweet book, in my opinion. It's also a very fun book.
I'm really trying to get to the part with the sextillion.
Oh yeah, Sextillion.
The sextillion is amazing.
That was a thing.
It
But
is
I
a
liked
thing.
where I liked where it went with that. But yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah. By the way, magic is real in this world, and it's apparently the landfall people can't use it, but the moon people can.
Yeah, there's also I need to bring up something about a resurrection type spell with the ghost people at one point.
Yeah.
I guess we want to go into a little bit of all different types of magic that's in the saga, or
Um, and we go through all of we go through a forest, babies crying and all that, and we meet the next bounty hunter. I can't remember the Stock, who is what seems to be this very beautiful eight-eyed, no armed, giant tittied person who doesn't seem like a freelancer until she reveals spider legs.
oh yeah, spider legs, spider legs, spider legs.
First of all,
whatever spider legs do.
she opens her mouth and like a stinger comes out and stabs Marco. And then as Alana's pulling out her gun, the Stock takes out a machete, a shotgun, and a laser pistol, and what seems to be a bell of some sort, and an axe. This lady has weapons for days. And somehow she gets scared by a little ghost who goes, ooh. But, the ghosties are amazing. It's like their ears are huge, but they look like teenagers, like they just got out of Hot Topic. Like they got out of Hot Topic, and then the Hot Topic exploded. It's hilarious.
Nothing like exploding hot topics. Ha 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 ha.
I think he means ha 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 Hot Topic. And I know I'm just kind of like lazily going through the book. It's just because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. Because again, book really good.
Yes, as you can see, this guy over here, he's just gushing right now, and I'm just watching him gush.
Yep, that's all Bree is here to do today. See, I bring Bree in because he's not in any of the actual show. So I'm like, this is like a pity party for him. Like, I'm sorry you accidentally killed your character.
Mm.
Would you like your
Mm.
own show? That's not really yours, but we can call it yours. It's also why this show doesn't go up on his YouTube channel.
It's also a great excuse for me to use for since I don't think I would get any views on like indie comics to talk about indie comics. So
Yeah,
yay.
indie comics are my favorite comics, so Again, this is my show. Bree, do you? I feel like I should let you talk for a sec. Do you have any comment on the show on this book? I feel bad now.
No, it's fine. I've enjoyed watching you gush. Like I said, all I could think while reading the book was like, man, My Last Man was a really good book, and this is also a really good book by Brian K. Vaughan. They are both very adult, and a lot of sexual things happen in this book. There is scenes of not only intense violence, but there's a really funny scene
I think
in which Marco has to make like a deal, and like he needs Alana to say like one of her secrets or whatever, and she ends up and Wolverine says, "I like the taste of my own breast."
which which isn't that embarrassing if you really think about it, because it's not like that's the worst thing that could happen. Here. Okay. No. um. So, I want to point out Hazel wasn't exactly a planned pregnancy.
Yeah.
It was kind of a spur of the moment thing, uh, where Alana said something, and Marco actually did that thing. And Alana was like, "Did you actually do it?" And he was like, "Yeah, you told me to." And she's like, that wasn't me. That's sexy Alana. That's not. You don't listen to sexy Alana things." Which, it's one of my favorite sequences in this book. Um, Another favorite thing is, um, Alana making the deal with the ghost to kind of tie the ghost to Hazel and become the nanny. Ghost nanny is an amazing thing. More people should have ghost nannies.
Yes, it's very fun.
Yes. What are your
Every of the ghosts is
what
fun.
are your qualifications for being my nanny? I am a ghost, and if you connect me to your baby, I can literally never leave her, and I actually have to do her bidding. It's like, oh well, that sounds like a plan. You're hired. Again, this is going to be me gushing and pretending that this is Bree's show. Am I sorry? No. I have. Isabel. By the way, the nanny's name is Isabel, and she heals Marco after Marco gets stabbed. And after making this pact with Hazel, we go to chapter 4, and it heads on legs, which is the creepiest um thing I've ever seen. Uh,
Heads on legs, legs on heads.
it's just
Oh,
two giant faces on top of legs. Not even there's no body or anything. It's just heads on legs.
kinky.
Yeah, real kinky. Apparently, uh, Lion Cat is not allowed in the sextillion, so he's told to wait at the ship.
Fair.
But here's the thing: uh, the Will was like, "All right, you gotta go wait by the ship," and then he's like, and the Will is like, "Don't be like that. You would have had a lousy time anyway." And Lion Cat just says, "Lying."
But are you lying now? Are you even sure of what you are?
Um, Lion Cat has the power to detect lying, so yeah, he does.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I just said words.
Yeah, that's definitely all Bree does every time. So I'm just gonna kind of go through the book. I'm not actually gonna talk about the book. I'm just gonna go through like the best events. Like we do find the sextillion, and then we find the slave girl, and then the
And
Will
then
kills the slave girl's master. It's actually kind of it's ew.
I love the fact that that one thing where he uh, uh the, what do you call those things? He calls the dude a pimp. Like I killed your pimp or whatever. You know what the word is.
By
I
the
think that's
way,
the word he used.
the Will all the Will does places two hands on the side of the guy's head and just collapses this guy's head and and,
Exploding.
and when Hazel's narration is perfect. The Will wasn't the first bounty hunter to come after my parents, and he wasn't the last. Like every freelancer, I had the misfortune to eventually meet. He was a fucking monster. But
Dun dun dun.
as my family was about to learn, some monsters are worse than others. Like that is the first of all, it's kind of like Hazel is drawing this comic book herself and she is writing in the pages. There's no like narration box or anything. So, I find that really good. Blah blah blah. Marco takes out his sword. It glows. See, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
We find out that the prince's wife is pregnant. We see some ass kicking after Alana gets shot. Marco just takes his sword and fucking tears into people, which is amazing. And then Alana shoots him, and she's like, "That's enough. Don't have to murder them." So yeah, this is an amazing book. And then I'm trying to get to the point where They find a rocket tree. Uh, I'm just gonna explain what a rocket tree is. It is exactly what it sounds like. A tree that is that is made to be a rocket, and it has to accept you for you to fly it. I think this was one of my favorite books to read, and I always sometimes just go back to Saga because it's just an amazing story that seems all planned out. Bree, what do you think? I'm I feel like I'm talking too much, and I need and the whole reason I have a co-host is to have a conversation.
Yeah, they'll ground you a little bit. I was actually just looking at the picture of the rocket tree. I didn't realize that was a rocket tree.
You didn't realize that was a rocketry man?
No, I did not. I was thinking, oh yeah, I remember that. I just said, well, that's a weird looking shell.
No, that's a tree, man. It's Rocketry Forest. I'm pretty sure they say that.
I think they do too. I didn't think it. I didn't even look at the thing and say tree. I just said, "Well, that's a weird looking rocket ship."
I there's a lot of times where I don't know what to say to you. This would be one of those times. How did you not know it was a rocketry?
What? I am just going with this book a lot. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever.
I mean, yeah, this book does require you kinda to be like, hey, we're gonna take a minute to like, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff, but you're going to need a minute to just.
But I say this. I said I am very invested in the little character moments that are going on throughout the book,
Which
which is
are all amazing, and
which is
if there were a TV show about this, it'd be great. But that any studio that would take this would immediately screw it up.
uh, I mean I would think if this was going to be anything, I think it could be a movie franchise of anything else.
See, I don't think so, but here's why. That would mean there would be like 20 movies. And if you're just gonna do 20 movies, other than like the MCU, which, that's a lot of movies, but yes, I do realize the MCU is like 24 movies in now. Like Avengers Endgame was their season finale. By the way, I want at least Bree to realize this. Spider-Man Far From Home was the season 2 premiere of the MCU.
Yeah.
Like, it's not because season 1 was the Infinity Saga. Spider-Man Far From Home dealt with what's happening after the Infinity Saga. These shows that are now coming out are quite literally, all they are just movies. They're just movies that Marvel was like, we really can't put out an 8-hour long movie.
Yeah, you can't. And I mean, they do again. I mean, I wasn't gonna go into WandaVision. We already did, but I mean, if they work, those are their stories that work for the TV format. Honestly, I going kind of making this circle back to Saga a little bit. Uh, uh, in this world of streaming shows where you can have a WandaVision, that because you can tell that there is definitely a budget on
Hey Bree,
WandaVision.
before you continue, could you not crinkle a bottle right next to your mic?
Oh yeah, I just started drinking a bottle because it was right there next to me. I need it.
I don't know
what was
about our
I
audience, but I just don't like that.
saying? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Uh, in this world of streaming, where you have you're able to have something like WandaVision that has such a high production value, um, like there is a option out there for Saga to be a high production value TV series if anyone's willing to put the money into it. I do know that Brian K. Vaughan doesn't want there to be anything else beside a comic, though. So
Yeah, which
there's that.
which makes sense.
Yeah, but I am saying that if someone did, if there was a parallel universe where there could be a Saga TV series or a group of 20 movies, you know, there could be a way of making that work in the world where we have a WandaVision that has a high production value. A WandaVision and a Mandalorian.
I don't think there could be. This is gonna sound weird, but uh, I honestly don't think there could be a show like this because, well, a movie series like this because 2 hours or like if we get into like 2.5 hours to a 3 hour long movie wouldn't be enough time to deal with the amount of stuff that is in this world.
I mean, again, like I say, you wouldn't do it in one movie. You wouldn't do it in like a few of them. You would do it. You would have to like give time to it if you were going to do it.
I think um a show would do better.
Yes, a show would be better.
So yeah. Anyways, we've been on for 47 minutes. I'd like to thank our one viewer that is probably Bree. uh, First of all, live week. This is not just Comics and Dragons is going to be live tomorrow for the 25th episode of Not Good Enough. Is going to be streamed live. Live dice rolls where you're going to see me try to work Tabletop Simulator live. You're going to see me screw up and all of that
Live.
live. Bree is not showing up.
I'm not, but live,
But we
live,
do have
live.
we do have a couple of special guests. No one that you know, but it's a couple of our friends that we really are excited to play D&D with. So, and to cap off this week, we do have on Friday Rolling Insight Live with me and Gray and maybe a couple of our special guests. We don't know. We will see you guys then. Take care. Bye-bye.